Okay, sir. All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, friends.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So I would like to introduce my project. My proposal is entitled "The Analysis of Mispronoun English Phonetics Faced by the English Education Students of Tanjung University, a descriptive study of fifth semester English education students at Tanjung University in the academic year 2022-2023. So I think we will go to the discussion.
Okay, thank you, Andra, Sunata, Pratama. Now I would like to invite the discussion from students. The first discussion is Intan Meliana. Please have your time.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. For Andra, according to your research, you have chosen the fifth semester students of English education as your participants. Is there any reason or specific requirements of why you decide to take the fifth semester students as the participants of your research? Or in a simple way, why do you prefer the fifth semester to the lower semester students, considering that the phonetics are important and should be taught in the beginning when learning English in order to be able to say words properly?
All right. Thank you so much for the questions, Intan. So I will answer the questions directly. So yeah, I have some consideration about it because at first I'm thinking about to do a research in the high school students, but since the high school student never learn about the phonetic, I mean like the mention of the phonetic itself doesn't really include in the curriculum and also for in the syllabus. So this is why I do not I'm not planning to do a research in the high school student. Instead, I'm planning to do a research in the fifth semester. Why? Because I have based on my my technique of how I choose the participant, the purpose of sampling, which is I'm using some certain criteria, some requirement, just like what you said. Yeah, and also for the purpose of the sampling itself to select the participant. And in my research, my criteria is they have already taken the introduction to linguistic course in the fourth semester student, which I have already experienced in our study program. I mean, and why? Because this is already mentioned in the fourth semester, we have already taken introduction to linguistic, and we have already learned about the basic of the phonetics learning. We have already learned about that in the fourth semester. And why I chose the fifth semester? Well, I have some considerations about this. I'm not choosing the fourth semester because I'm planning to do this research in next semester, which is the odd semester, and this is already an even semester. And for the fourth semester, I think it takes a long time because I should to do the research in next year. Instead, I'm planning to do a research next semester, which is in the fifth semester students, right? So that's the reasons why I chose the fifth semester. And regarding to the purpose of my research topic is about the phonetics, and which is already mentioned in the introduction to linguistic course. That's all my answer. Is it answer your question?
Yes, it's really clear. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Intan.
Okay, are you done, Intan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next will be Maya. Yeah. Now, Maya, it's your turn.
Okay, thank you for the time. For Andra, my question is, are you sure there are indicators of success in the research you did in the analysis of mispronounced English phonetic phrase by the English education students of Tanjung Pura University? Is that my question? Is it clear, Andra?
All right, thank you, Maya, for the question. So I will answer this question directly. So regarding to this, yeah, I'm expect that my research is going to be successful, but uh, several criteria that must be fulfilled to be successful in this research, and I'm I'm confident with this because just like what I've explained in the background that we need to discuss about the phonetic issue, especially for the mispronunciation, because if we know about that, if we recognize, if we realize the, I mean, like for the mispronunciations, I think we will improve our pronunciation skills, and that's why I think the need of this research is about to improve. It's not about that actually, but by knowing what are the common English phonetic that has been mispronounced by the English education student, we can reflect, especially for the students in the university, we can reflect, oh, and it's going to be better in the futures. And I'm sure that this research is going to be success if I'm choosing, if I collect the data properly, I mean, like in appropriate way, that I choose this the participant, and also there some just like appropriateness in the research. I think I have some confidence to do this research based on that things. Maya, is that answer your question?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Andra, and good luck for you.
All right, thank you, Maya.
Okay. Thank you, Maya, and also Intan for your question. Yeah. Now it is my turn to continue the question and answer session. Okay, Andra. So I want to confirm once again about your topic. Yeah, you said here is the analysis of mispronunciation. So in your research, what are you going to find out in your research?
Okay, sir, thank you for the question. Yes, based on my research questions, I want to discover some of the English phonetic that oftenly mispronounced by the English education students. So based on this research question, I want I mean, like just like to discover, and based on that, I think the students can reflect the pronunciation more, and recognize the English phonetics in English pronunciation.
What you want to find out is blah blah blah.
What I want to find?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to discover some English phonetic that often mispronounced, just like
English
yeah, I refute
English phonetics is I think you need to understand about what you mean. I mean, I don't know what you mean by English phonetics. English phonetics is kind of symbols, phonetic symbols.
Well, okay, sir. Based on my understanding, the phonetic is study of how to produce the sound, how
yeah, correct.
the sound
That's
formation.
the study. Okay, so if you say
Okay.
that you want to know, if you want, you say you want to find out the phonetics, yeah, meaning that you are going to find the study. So what actually you want to? I mean, what kind of data? What is the results will look like?
Okay, I have already reviewed actually in my background, sir. It's about, for example, just like I was my senior in this study program by Juliardi, that he study about he is doing a research about the discover of the mispronounced by the students of the dental fricative, and that's one of the English phonetics of dental fricative, just like that, with is already talk about the th sound, just like in the thanks, for example, and they often mispronounce going
What
to
about yours?
thanks.
I'm asking about you. Yours.
Well, in my
What is
research,
yours will be?
well, in my research, I want to talk in general, sir, for, but I'm actually I want to specify my topic to be more specific. For example, like alveolar fricatives, but I'm still searching for the reference, sir. So I'm still using this
So
kind of.
meaning that you are not sure yet which which kind of sound are you going to focus on?
Well, yes, but uh, if I'm going to talk about this in general, so I will take a lot of times to analyze the data source, sir. So that's why I want to specify it again, to be honest.
But you are you do you I mean you haven't decided yet.
Yes, but in my proposal, in this presentation, I'm talking about in general, sir. All of those kind of English phonetic.
All right. So what do you hope to focus on?
I'm expected that the students will know the difference between the pronunciation of this kind of English phonetic, for example, like dental fricative with the th sound, which pronunciation is correct, for example, and for the post alveolar, like the s sound, the
What
th
base?
sound.
Yeah. What base your decision? For example, you want to decide, for example, alveolar fricative or plosive and so on like that. What base? Basically, what base your decision?
I think that based on my experience, because there is I discover a lot of mispronunciation, and also for me, I'm still learning, and I'm discovered that some kind of students that mispronounce the word with the English phonetics, just like dental fricative, for example. So that's base of my decisions.
Okay, so that's actually not very strong, yeah, because this is a research. This is a research project. You have to base your decision on more theoretical things. Yeah. But my first question is actually, I want you to clarify, yeah, what's, because in here still not very clear from the title, yeah, it is not very clear yet, yeah, what is your research all about. Yeah. Here the analysis of mispronounced English phonetics. Yeah. Mispronounced English phonetics seems very broad. It is true. So I got the impression that you are going to record every mispronunciation made by English students. Yeah? Then it is not necessarily the certain type of pronunciation or production of sound, yeah, made by students. So I think if you cover everything, then it's very broad, and it seems that it can be anything. And to me, that's not very. It's, it is not possible to have that kind of um, what's that? That kind of research, yeah. Unless, yeah, for example, like this, yeah. You ask students to read, let's say 5 pages of novel, for example. By reading 5 pages novel, I think all possible pronunciation will occur or will appear in those production of sound, yeah, by reading 5 pages of novel. And then from, let's say, how many students? Let's say 20 students. So you ask 20 students to read the same pages of novel, you record and you try to recognize which sound or which words, yeah, not sound yet, with words, for example, that students frequently mispronounce. If it is the case, so then it could be yes. Yeah. Then from your analysis, you try to recognize, to let's say, to analyze which sound, and you categorize the sound. Or first you come first will come the list of vocabulary or words that's mostly frequently mispronounced. And then from that list, you then categorize the sound into different sound that you mentioned, like alveolar or fricative or sounds. I mean, hissing sound and so on like that. I'm not very, I mean, I'm not really good at this pronunciation things, because it's more on linguistic things. Yeah. And then based on your analysis, you could, let's say, you could argue that certain sounds is, let's say, most students mispronounce. Now then that certain sounds, you could argue that the mispronunciation happened because there is the different system of pronunciation between Indonesian as mother tongue or first language and English as the foreign language. So the word the, for example, or plosive like aspirative sound like paper. Paper, Indonesian students tend to say paper or teacher. So in English, it is English English teacher. I mean English student, native English student, for example, or people uh, pronounce teacher differently, like teacher, something like that. So the difference between these is not simply because the students do not understand how to pronounce teacher, because I mean, the system of phonetics is different. Now, I mean, it is very important from the very beginning, from the title, that that's your title is clear. It's clear. Oh, this is the focus of your research. I suggest that, but actually this title is okay as far as you explain like what I did. Yeah? Or to be simpler, yeah, you choose certain kinds of sound production. Mungkin harus baca teori dulu, kan, teori tentang the influence of, for example, first language on the target language. Because the transfer, yeah, language transfer usually something. I mean, the expert says the language transfer, how the native language, the first language is transferred by the student into the second or the third or the foreign language. Jadi mungkin teori tentang language transfer itu harus dibahas, karena bagaimanapun kalau kita belajar bahasa ada pengaruh antara first language and the next language. Kalau kita foreign language, jadi selalu ada pengaruh itu. Nggak usah lah bahasa Inggris ya, kita saja misalkan antara orang Sunda dengan orang Melayu kan pasti beda. Dia menyebut huruf sound F saja ya, father ya kan, banyak orang mengatakan father kan gitu, father, pak ini pakai fa, something like that. So Indonesian, among Indonesian varies because they have differences in a native language. Okay, now this once again, from the title you have to be clear. Don't make it too general. Yeah, you can have the topic, you can have that title without changing, as far as you are clear in your introduction, that you will focus on one kind of sound or one categories of sound ya, bisa misalkan semua sound yang keluarnya dari alveolar, misalnya alveolar sound kan gitu. You have to, I think you have to read more on phonics in English because this English and if possible, you also read Indonesian phonetics. So then you can have the differences, yeah, the sound production between Indonesian and English. You can see the differences. Okay, that's basically about your topic. Ya, kalau itu sudah oke, saya kira oke. What are the common mistakes? Nah, ini common mistakes. Ya. Jadi nanti datanya seperti apa kalau pertanyaan itu? Can you anticipate what kind of data or what kind of answers do you think you are going to find if you ask the kind of question? Andra,
Excuse me, sir.
what kind of answer do you think you can have by asking the question?
So I think the answer will influence the students, sir.
No, let's look at the research question. What are the common mistakes? So what are your answers? What are
To
you?
find out.
Ya, maksud saya jawabannya nanti apalah gitu kira-kira. Kira-kira jawabannya itu apalah? Kalau kamu nanya seperti itu di research questionnya.
The phonetic that often mispronounced, the common mistake.
Datanya itu seperti apa gitu Bang? Data yang bisa menjawab pertanyaan itu apalah?
Data is about the actually I'm planning to do an observation so that based on that with the recorded data, based on that I will analyze.
Kalau recorded data ya masih mentah dong.
Yes, sir. But I also planning to do an document analysis, but I'm still not putting it yet because I'm still searching for the reference.
Sorry?
I want to make some clarified data with the some kind of techniques. There is technique with the within the observation. I mean, like I choose another technique to clarify the data more, just like the document analysis or observation checklist.
That's what I mean here is that if you are not clear with the answer, so meaning that, I mean, you still not really sure about your research. Seperti begini, Bah. Kalau misalkan, apa contohnya? Apakah, misalkan pertanyaannya adalah, apakah seberapa bagus misalkan? How well is the student pronunciation? kalau pertanyaan risetnya seperti itu, kan kita bisa ini dong, bisa misalkan dengan hasil tes, gitu kan. Jadi siswa dites untuk membaca seperti saya katakan tadi, membaca daftar vocabulary sebanyak 20 vocabulary. Dari 20 vocabulary yang dibaca oleh semua siswa, maka terdapat misalkan sekian persen mereka bisa membacanya. Kan datanya sudah jelas berarti. So we can imagine what's the data will look like. Nah, sekarang kalau kamu bertanya, what are the common mistakes that occur in phonetic pronunciation? Nah, kira-kira datanya apa gitu? Itu yang saya tanya. Data atau jawaban dari pertanyaan research question tersebut. Dapat gambaran nggak kira-kira? Do you know?
I think for now, I think it just for about the result of the observations. That's the only way I think. I mean, like I'm still thinking about that again. But now I'm from my understanding, I think it's only observations. I will consider this
all right.
again.
Now research questions is to me as the reviewer, yeah, as one kind of confirmation, yeah, whether you understand or not understand or still not very clear about the research. Yeah. Tentunya your topic, your title is the very first introduction of your topic. Jadi title-nya itu benar-benar banyak orang itu yang dalam riset dari title aja sudah sangat jelas, kan? Nah, kalau title-nya tidak begitu jelas, tidak mengapa, asalkan nanti kita lihat cek lagi di research question-nya jelas atau tidak jelas, masih terlalu besar, terlalu luas, atau still not very specific. So, artinya, actually research question is trying to specify your research. Nah, di tahap ini masih oke, ya, karena nanti kita akan ketemu dengan metodologi. Kita ingin tahu bagaimana matchingnya antara metodologi dengan research question kamu. Itu harusnya seluruh instrumen dan data, seluruh instrumen dan jenis data yang akan dikumpulkan itu adalah data-data atau informasi yang bakalan mampu menjawab pertanyaan. Ya. Okay, now let's continue. So I'm not saying that your research question is wrong, no. So, but not yet specific. Okay, we skip that one. Research purpose is the significance, terminology, yes. Phonetics. Okay, share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So phonetics itu is the science of, ya, bukan it is a textual representation. Now phonetics is the knowledge, ya, karena ini sebenarnya phonetics is the science of phone, dan here is the science of sound. Gitu. Mispronunciation itu bukan the ability to pronounce incorrectly. Seharusnya kan mispronunciation is the incorrect pronunciation. Harusnya kan begitu. Ya, fricative, plosive mungkin tidak. Ya, kalau ini menjadi your concern or your focus of your research, your research focus on plosive and fricative misalkan, ya, for example, then you can include this in your terminology. But if they are not, or they are not only these two things, so meaning that you have to cover more. Ya, karena di sini ya, a frame of theory is the place for you to explain about those terminologies. I mean this one, the fricative and plosive. Oke, nah frame of theory. Seharusnya frame of theory itu berbicara tentang yang saya katakan tadi, yaitu the different system. Ya, kalau teorinya tuh teori di bawah teori second language acquisition, yaitu language transfer yang saya katakan tadi. Kamu harus baca itu language transfer. Karena ada pengaruh, misalkan the influence of first language, mother tongue to the target language learning kan. Nah, ilmu-ilmu itu nanti masuk ke spesifik ke phonetics-nya, maka kamu akan ketemu dengan yang begini-begini nih. Ya. Nah, jadi menurut saya ini belum terlalu spesifik. You have to start from the umbrella of this theory is language transfer. Harusnya di sini adalah language transfer. Induknya. Ya, di dalam language transfer itu banyak yang ditransfer ya. Salah satunya itu pronunciation. Kalau tidak ya mungkin grammarnya yang ditransfer. Kalau vocabulary yang ditransfer itu namanya borrowing kan, dan sebagainya. Tapi mungkin kamu tidak usah ke situ beloknya ke lebih ke pengaruh bahasa pertama dengan bahasa tujuan, bahasa target bukan tujuan. Okay, it's more about that, and you talk also, you explain about the phonetic symbols ya, like this ya, macam-macam nih ya, stops, fricative, plosive dan sebagainya. Itu kan ada dua jenis sebenarnya. Kalau kita bicara tentang fonologi atau phonetics itu ada dua kategori ya. Yang pertama itu adalah in terms of what apa istilah itu, anggota ya, words apparatus, words, kok jadi lupa saya istilahnya tuh. Maksud saya alat ujar apa saja yang terlibat untuk memproduksi sebuah suara, kan? Misalkan ujung lidah, bibir, gigi di bawah, itu kan semuanya tuh. So what's involved in the production of sound, itu yang pertama. Yang kedua adalah the stressing, I mean the air, ya, how the air is used. Ya, makanya ada istilah plosive, hissing dan sebagainya. Itu adalah bukan dari segi alat ujar, tapi lebih kepada sound, udara. Bagaimana kita mengenai udara? Now this should be categorized. I mean, the way you talk about this phonological or phonetics is discussed by experts, and also easier for us. Okay, next, research methodology. I think that's fine. You are using descriptive. I agree with that one. So, but please do not write too much theories about what is descriptive. You just say that simply that descriptive is to describe the genuine thing, you know, without any treatment, without anything. So you just come to see, come to explain. That's descriptive. You see what happened and then you explain. Something like that. Participant also, please do not talk too much about what's that, theories. Yeah, simply your participant knows how you decide the participant. That's important. Yeah. Kalau menurut saya sih tidak usah disampling saja semuanya saja. Kalaupun mau disampling apa what consideration ya, aspek-aspek apa saja yang dipertimbangkan untuk memilih seorang partisipan. Jadi kalau mau kalau kamu harus memilih, maka pilihlah orang yang sangat bahasa Indonesia. Sangat Indonesian, so very Indonesian. Jangan cari siswa yang sudah agak bagus bahasa Inggrisnya. Jadi enggak, ya cari siswa yang bahasa Inggrisnya masih murni Indonesian gitu lah. So then you can see the technique of data collection. Saya kira cukup seperti tadi yang saya katakan, dengan recording, ya, observation boleh itu karena recording ada observation. Tapi kamu harus jelaskan observation itu ada dengan merekam semua pronunciation. Caranya anak-anak diberi misalkan bahan bacaan. Bahan bacaannya harus dipilihkan ya yang sangat potensi bakalan salah dipronounce ya. Itu dia. Jadi cari teks yang jangan yang mudah bagi orang Indonesia tapi yang susah bagi orang Indonesia gitu lah kira-kira. To know the maximum possibility you can observe the most frequently mispronounced. Data analisis itu kita kalau ini kan kamu pakai ini cukup pakai saya pakai deskriptif saja ya, pakai persentase, the percentage ya. Karena kan kita ingin mengetahui aja sebagian besar masih salahnya bidang ini, bidang ini. Sekian persen salahnya begini, sekian persen gitu aja. Bukan kalau yang ini data ini kualitatif ini. Kamu tidak kualitatif tapi kuantitatif yang deskriptif. Nah itu ya. Saya kira itu perbaikannya. Referensinya looks very good already ya. Referensinya sudah bagus menurut saya, tapi kamu tetap lihat sekali lagi. Saya kira ini yang pertama saya lihat referensi mahasiswa yang sudah kelihatannya sudah benar gitu ya. But I haven't checked in great detail, but at least it's already look very good. Alright, saya kira itu mostly the things that you have to cover in your revision ya. Mudah-mudahan bisa lebih ini tadi. Tapi yang jelas ya, kamu ini masih umum tapi sedang nanti dipikirkan lagi nanti revisinya mudah-mudahan sudah lebih spesifik seperti itu. Saya kira itu ya because our time is almost cut off ya. I think that's it ya everyone ya. Congratulations Andra, you have presented yours and we will I want you to revise